We now return to Let's Play Shadowgate. Okay, we're ready to move deeper into the hallway here, but before we do that, this part of the wall looks a little funny. Fissures and fractures run along the edges of this section of the stone wall. Well, I wonder. I'm gonna hit it. You pound on the stone with your fist. Your pain is immediately rewarded as the rock fractures and crumbles, revealing an opening. Well, that's great. We're not going in there right now, though. Also, these candles look a little funny. You notice green sparks sputtering off the candle. Perhaps it's enchanted some way. That might be important for later. Anyway, let's move on down the hall. A series of ancient doors encircle this small hallway. It looks as if a battle may have been fought here long ago. Let's see what that is. You rummage through the sack, finding dice and a scroll. Taking these, you then discard the sack. You tear the paper slightly as you unroll the parchment. While the writing is difficult to discern, you manage to glean a few key phrases. The danger is real. Alert the surrounding lands. Seal off the passages into the Gatekeeper Mountains. The wax seal shows an eagle in flight, and is signed by someone named Fandril. Well, we met him earlier. What was this other thing? Dice like these are typically used by fortune tellers. Each face of the die contains a different symbol that, when rolled, can divine one's future. Let's use it. On me? Use it on me? Use it, damn it. There we go. You blow on the dice and roll them. They land on a symbol of a bone and a dragon, respectively. The fates declare that a dragon will break your bones. Well, isn't that fun? Okay, so let's just go with the left. With a grunt, you push the door open. Teeth chattering, you stand within the cold cellar, hugging yourself for warmth. A creature made of ice hovers playfully on the far side of the room. Can I speak with it? Not knowing what to say, you introduce yourself to the elemental. The creature replies by blowing air in your face. Great. More torches to take. And what the hell is that? A frozen mass, perhaps that of a massive arachnid, is encased in a thick layer of ice. You shake your head, wondering what the thing is, and how it got into its predicament. There are also a few other things here. A long, white object is frozen inside this piece of ice. Let's get it out. You bring the lit torch close to the ice. It takes a few moments, but eventually the ice melts away, revealing a scroll hidden within. We also have a key over here. You thrust the lit torch into the ice. After a moment, it begins to melt, before finally revealing the key it had encased. Let's look at that key. The wrought iron key is half a hand in length and pitted throughout. I will take it. Let's also open this scroll and look at it. As you scan the scroll, one particular word almost seems to jump out at you. Agape. In your mind's eye, you see a glyph glowing with power, and quickly write down the strange marking in your spellbook. Before the scroll crumbles in your hands, you realize you have learned a spell. Let's go check that out. The spell glyph translates to the word agape. You sense a huge weight, like a stone, opening itself to some mystery beyond. Well, I will go ahead and set that. And let's go through this door. Oh, no, just let go of it. There we go. You put your shoulder to the door and shove it open. I'm gonna quick save. In we go. The smell of brimstone rises within this chamber as a pair of glowing eyes watch your every move from an opening in the wall. That looks important. Let me take it. You put the shield in your satchel. The dragon shifts its weight and gathers breath. With a roar, the ancient beast releases a scorching stream of fire at you. Quicker than you thought possible, the flame engulfs you. You scream in excruciating pain as your flesh is seared from the bones. I have chosen poorly. Alright, let's try that again. This time, I must use myself on the shield. You lash the iron shield securely to your forearm. With a roar, the ancient beast releases a scorching stream of fire at you. You raise your iron shield just in time to block the dragon's flame, dispersing it harmlessly to either side of you. Okay. Let's see what else I've got here. Spear appears perfectly balanced and one end has been sharpened to a deadly point. This dented helm looks a bit small for you. Hefty warhammer is finely crafted and inlaid with gold. Oddly, this skull has a pair of glasses melted to its head. The metal on this ancient chest has been fused together by intense heat. I would probably not be able to open that. Let's take the spear. Gathering another breath, the dragon releases a superheated stream of fire at you. You lift your iron shield once again to block the fiery flame, although this time you can actually feel the heat. Let's take that helmet. The ancient dragon shifts its weight and fires a scorching blast at you. You barely manage to raise your shield in time to block it. Though the shield protects you, it glows red hot. Let's take the mallet. You put the hammer in your satchel. Once again, the dragon bathes you in a molten stream of scorching fire. You manage to raise your shield in time to deflect the dragon's flame. However, the fire is taking its toll on the shield and it begins to melt. I don't know if it's going to last. Let's take that skull because it's unique and it might be vaguely important. You never know. You can use the lens. You take the skull. The dragon lets forth an angry roar along with another blast of superheated fire. Fortunately, you block the flame with the remnants of the shield. While you are safe, your shield finally succumbs to the dragon's breath, completely destroyed. Let's get the hell out of here. You manage to rush from the room before the dragon can release a blast of fire. Okay, well hopefully I don't need that shield in the future. I might not have needed this skull. Oddly, the skull has a pair of glasses melted to its head. That just seems unique to me. This dented helm looks a bit small for you. Now I can wear it, but I'm not sure if I want to right now. I'll take the one that envelops my head. Now, that puzzle right there, where I lost my shield, I'm not entirely sure if I was supposed to get away with that. There are a couple instances in this game that I have discovered so far where sometimes you will die and sometimes you get lucky and you avoid it. Now, being that I'm playing in the master difficulty, I expect to die a lot more and not get away with so many things. In that instance, I think maybe I might have gotten away. I'm not sure if my shield was supposed to disintegrate and I was getting away with that or not, is what I'm getting at. One thing I have noticed is that sometimes if you die, and then when you reload, the next time around you don't die. So I don't know if that's like on purpose, you know, if the game is giving me a break there or whatever. This looks weird. That's where I grabbed the torch. Okay, never mind. Well, we're done here. Okay, let's try door number 2. In we go. With stone tombs lining the walls of this musty crypt, there's an ancient, almost reverent air to the place. Torches? This torch is firmly secured to an iron bracket on the wall. It's not like the other torches. What about these? A bas relief carved on the tomb is of an ancient figure brandishing a sword. Let's open it. When you open the tomb, a horrific creature is released. letting out a piercing cry that cuts into your very being. It's a banshee, harbinger of death and disease. You feel a momentary stabbing pain before the specter winks out of existence. Okay, so I'm sort of poisoned or disoriented or whatever. It doesn't matter which one of these you open first, it will always be the banshee. So let's open the others. The lid opens with a creak. Although you don't feel any better, quite suddenly your vision clears. We'll have to cure that later. This is the mummy of a huge hulking figure. Surely he must have been even larger when he was alive. Can I open it? You think about unwrapping the mummy, but after touching the bindings, decide against it. Alright, how about we set it on fire? The ancient wrappings go up in flames. An amazing gold scepter and leather sack fall to the ground. Let's try it for the other ones. Oh, that doesn't work in this situation, does it? Sometimes you can double-click these and it will make them sort of stick around so you don't have to keep hitting the button all the time. So if you want to take a bunch of things in a row, you can just, double-click the take, and then it would allow you to click on a bunch of things to take. It's very convenient. Unfortunately, when you use the use command with an item, it doesn't keep the item along with the use command. The ancient wrappings are so dry they almost disintegrate in the flames. As it burns, a skull tumbles to the floor, along with a scroll that escaped the fire. The ancient wrappings quickly go up in flames. As the mummy burns, a shield that was wrapped inside falls to the floor. The ancient wrappings quickly go up in flames as the mummy is consumed. A sword that was buried inside is revealed. Let's look at it. This long sword is ornately carved and of excellent craftsmanship. However, the blade looks dulled by age. I will take it. How about that shield? This hefty wooden shield has withstood the years well. I will take it. How about that skull? A faint hum of power rises from the strange symbol on the skull's forehead. The mark doesn't appear to be carved, but rather fused into the bone. That sounds important. Let's take that scroll. Let's go ahead and look at that scepter. An ancient symbol showing two griffins locked in deadly combat is crafted onto this gem-encrusted scepter. I will take it. And I will also take this bag. Okay, let's look at my haul here. About that scepter. Okay, just that thing. Let's open the bag. You rummage through the thick burlap and find a scroll. You take this while discarding the sack. Okay, so I should have a couple scrolls now. You unroll the scroll, careful not to destroy it. A drawing of a castle with a single tall spire in the center has been scrawled on this parchment. A single line points to the exact middle of the tower, and next to it these words: 3 times right, then once pulled down. Twice past midnight points the ruined crown. Light becomes dark, the king sits a throne. The masked one revealed shall mark the stone. Holy crap, that's important. Let's open this, and what does this one say? Knowing it might be important, you carefully unroll the scroll. The handwritten scroll is faded and difficult to read, but you can make out one passage. When Majal's tail lights the northern skies, and the alignments are in apogee, then shall the eagle appear watched over by the all-seeing eye. The nourishment of water shall quench the tree, only to be overrun by fire. Well, that's wonderfully cryptic. I do now have a shield I will equip to myself. Okay. Well, there's more to meets the eye in this room. Even though the map doesn't show it, we need to deal with these torches that I cannot take. This torch is welded to a twisted metal bracket. So let's do like I did out in the alcove and hit them. You hit the torch, causing it to pivot downwards. You hear a mechanism release, and then a rumbling beneath you. You jump back as the tomb in the center of the room slowly moves across the floor, revealing a stairway leading down. Let's go. This room reminds you of the elven funhouse at King Otto's fair. You remember taking your sister, hoping to lose her in the reflective maze. That's not very nice. A broom! It's a bunch of bristles bound together and attached to the end of this wooden handle. Basically, it's a broom. I will take it. I will also take these torches. And what's that? With the exception of a crack, the vial is unremarkable in nearly every way. I will take it. Yorick shakes his head, saying, "Boy, you better be paying attention to that failing torch you're holding. If I might give you some advice, make sure you have enough unlit ones to light before it goes out." Well, crap. I didn't really want to use this one right now, but we'll go ahead and do it. Okay, now what's up with these mirrors? The reflection in the mirror is a distorted image of yourself. Your head looks much larger than the rest of your body. You admire the dashing figure you see in the mirror. As you look at your reflection in the mirror, it bulges out a bit as if something is pushing it from the other side. Although dusty, the surface of this mirror casts a fine reflection of yourself. You catch some movement behind your reflection. You jump back in surprise before looking around the room. The surface on this mirror appears to be warped in an odd way. Either that or your hips really are that big. Can I use myself on a mirror? You run your fingers along the mirror's frame, looking for hidden latches or releases. Nothing. Let's hit this one that's bulging out. You nearly break your knuckles striking the reflective surface. It fails to shatter. Perhaps it's enchanted in some way. Yorick speaks up. "The last time I was here, there were wizards about. I don't like what's happened to the place." Okay. Well, instead, how about we hit this one? You hit the glass with a quick, effective jab. The mirror cracks, revealing metal underneath. What about this one? You strike the mirror with a quick, effective jab. The glass shatters with a crash. What about this one? Same thing. Okay. A jagged crack mars the reflective surface of this mirror. Metal can be seen behind the broken glass. Well, I didn't have to do that with my hands because I actually have a mallet, which I will use right now. You rear back and strike the mirror with the hammer. The glass falls away from the frame, revealing a door behind it. Is it locked? Broken shards of the mirror catch the torchlight, sending a colorful prism about the room. Ooh. A door waits behind the facade. Can I open this? You pull on the door with all your might. The locked door just rattles in the frame. I have another key. Wait a minute. Okay, this was to the front door. No, that was to the front door. That was the other door. Let's try this one. You attempt to force the key into the lock, but it will not fit. Okay. What else about this room? The large boulder has veins of quartz running through it. The large rock sits in the center of the room. The large boulder has veins of quartz running in it, so this one is different. Let's see if I can pry it out of the way. No. Use. Oh, dang it. Let's try that again. Use spear. There we go. The spear failed to do anything constructive to the rock pile. Well, how about we just use brute force? You put your shoulder to the rock and push it as far as you can across the floor. Seated at the bottom of the opening is a metal door, locked securely in place. Can I open it? You tug on the hatch, but to no avail. It appears to be secured from below. Well, in that case, the key will probably not work. I'd just like to point out that obviously I know where some of these puzzles are, and that is because I am playing through an easy playthrough off camera. And in the easy version, a lot of these puzzles are already solved. So like when you come into this room, that rock is actually pushed off that hole. And so I'm kind of using the easy version, or the easy mode, to kind of go through, just get my bearings for the main playthrough, so I'm not stumbling around and wasting a bunch of time just wondering what the hell is going on, but it also sort of helps me anticipate what's coming up in puzzles, and it's not always like they're solved. Like, I actually spent a long time trying to figure out how to move that rock until I realized I could use myself on it. Anyway, we're done here. Okay, one more door to go. Within the large cavern, you find yourself on the shores of a placid underground lake. Let's look at that lake. You sense something large and ominous deep below the surface of these black waters. It is hard to tell from this distance, but you think you can see a skeleton chained to a rock. A small waterfall empties out into the lake. Let's go up here. A magnificent waterfall cascades from the mouth of an ancient stone statue, painstakingly carved into the cavern wall. Below it, an undulating mass of water hovers playfully above the river. Speak to it. You bow and introduce yourself to the elemental. It playfully dances away, squirting you with water. Great. Okay, let's see if I can't swim out to that. I'm gonna quick save. Let me see, go. You wade into the black waters. Something coils around your legs and quickly pulls you under and into the depths of the frigid waters. Your air quickly gives out and a dark oblivion takes over. What a pity that you have failed in your grand quest. So I'm not gonna show off all of the deaths, but I might use them as stopping points for the video, like right now. I'll see you next time.